the ETISALAT Android TV Box. In this video, we'll be taking a deep dive into this device, reviewing it physically, testing its real specs through various apps, and evaluating its performance for videos, TV apps, and gaming. So get ready for a comprehensive review that will help you decide if this is the streaming device for you. Welcome to our channel, and apologies for the delay in bringing you this review in English. Let's begin. From the local shop, the ETISALAT Android TV Box comes with a universal remote, power adapter of 12V and 1 ampere. However, it's worth noting that the shopkeepers also sell the original remote of ETISALAT separately, which is a bit puzzling. We're not entirely sure why they do this, but it could be for more profit. Nonetheless, the universal remote that comes with the box works just fine. But if you prefer the original remote, you can purchase it at an additional cost. Now, let's take a closer look at the ETISALAT Android TV Box. The first thing you'll notice is that it has a sturdy and well-built design, making it feel like a premium device. In terms of weight, it is a bit heavy, but that's expected for a device of this size and quality. Moving on to the front of the box, you'll see the indication LED, which lets you know when the device is on or off. Additionally, there's a remote eye receiver, which is used to communicate with the included remote control. Taking a look at the sides of the ETISALAT Android TV Box, we can see that there isn't much going on with the left side. However, on the right side, there is a micro slot, which is useful for expanding the storage capacity of the device. Additionally, there are two buttons on the right side of the box, although we're not entirely sure what these buttons are for. At the back of the box, here you'll find several useful ports and buttons. First up, there's a reset pinhole button, which can be used to reset the device in case it encounters any issues. Next, you'll see the Ethernet port, which allows you to connect the device to the internet. Next, you'll find a USB port. Then you'll see the power input, which is where you'll connect the power adapter to power the device. Finally, there's a physical on and off switch, which you can use to turn the device on and off easily. Taking a look at the bottom of the ETISALAT Android TV Box, we can see that the model number is Dwight 159s, and it's made in Vietnam by the brand Technicolor. This information can be helpful if you need to reference it for any troubleshooting or support purposes. Interestingly, there's another USB port on the bottom of the device, which we're not entirely sure of the purpose for. It could be for proprietary add-ons, or it might be useful for certain use cases that require an additional use-up port. Regardless, it's always good to have extra ports available for any future needs. As I mentioned earlier, this box is noticeably heavier than other Chinese brand Android TV boxes and is also larger and thicker than most cheap Android TV boxes on the market. I have connected all the necessary cables, so let's turn on the ETISALAT Android TV Box and see how it performs. As it boots up, you'll notice the ETISALAT logo displayed on the screen. I'll be using the Mech 3 AirFly mouse remote along with the dongle, which is very convenient and user-friendly. However, it's worth noting that the firmware of this box has been modified by the local shopkeeper, and a custom launcher has been installed. As a result, you can only use the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth functions from the settings. On a positive note, I've already connected my Bluetooth speaker and it's working flawlessly. By using the ADA64 app, we can easily access the system section and check out the brand and model name of the ETISALAT Android TV Box. We can see that the CPU is a Forks Broadcom Brahma B53, which is a quad-core CPU clocked at 1.6 GHz. As for the Android version, it's running on 7.1.1 Nougat, which is quite an old version, to be honest. Through the Device Info hardware app, we can observe that the Android version running on the box is 7.1.1. The RAM available on this device is only 1.5 GB, and the internal flash memory capacity is just 8 GB. If I use the RAM Truth app, you can see that the title indicates that the box has only 1.5 GB of RAM. It's important to note that with this app, it's recommended to only focus on the title and avoid the other information displayed. Let's assess the performance of this box. When it comes to streaming YouTube videos, this box works exceptionally well. To test it out, I always play the Kamashi OS video, which tends to lag on cheap Android boxes. However, with this box, I played the video at the maximum resolution available, 720p, and it performed very well without any lag or buffering issues. I have tested this box with other various videos, and it has performed exceptionally well. For instance, Daya Nishali's Rushte Kaya Sauda played flawlessly at maximum resolution.
सुनो भाई, ये डॉक्टर कैसा दिया है?
बाजी डॉक्टर 40 लाख का।
नहीं, बहुत महंगा है।
बाजी तेरे हमेशा से पहले ही बैंकक्रप्ट हो जाए। आमीन।
ये वकील कितने?
And even the Ashish Chanchlani's tuition classes video at 10 A-type ran smoothly on this box. Overall, I'm quite impressed with its video playback performance.
तुम हरामियों में से फीस किसने मेरी नहीं दी अभी तक? बेटा कितना टाइम हो गया तुमको फीस नहीं भरे?
सर
3 महीने 4 दिन 22 घंटे।
तुमको तो होमवर्क मांगते तो मैं तेरे बेटे का हाथ मांगता हूँ, हैं?
It may surprise you that despite having only 1.5 gigabyte of RAM, this box is capable of flawlessly running 4K YouTube videos at 60 FPS. I am currently running the Avengers in-game video at 4K 60 FPS, and you can observe the size of RAM doesn't matter if the box has cheap components like the StarSat fake Android box, which claims to have 8 gigabyte of RAM but is unable to run a 4K video. In comparison, the box we are testing, despite having only 1.5 gigabyte of RAM, is able to smoothly run 4K videos. The Live TV Net application runs smoothly on this Android box.
जराई साहब वज़ीर आला पंजाब उस फैसले की तायीद करेंगे, हम आपके साथ खड़े होंगे। आज उन्होंने इस बात को दोहराया।
Oplex TV also functions just fine.
नजर आ रही है इस वक्त या फिर ये इंतहाई कदम उठाना ही पड़ेगा? बात अब इस नहज तक आ चुकी।
The Star
उनका मौक़िफ़ ये था और है, और मैं उसकी वजाहत कर दूं कि ये जो रिजीम चेंज हुआ इसके पीछे किसी का हाथ था, और इमरान खान साहब की राय में जनरल बाजवा का इसमें
Netflix runs perfectly on this device, but it is regrettable that due to the limited functionality of the remote and mouse options, using Netflix becomes almost impossible. Similar to Netflix, the games work, but they are entirely unplayable as this box does not support a controller. Although you can use the remote, it is frustrating and unfortunately, the game's sound does not work. In summary, there are several pros and cons to consider before purchasing this device. Reasons to buy. This Android TV box is easy to afford and performs flawlessly when streaming YouTube videos. The build quality is impressive. It supports Bluetooth feature. Reasons not to buy. The modified firmware can cause numerous problems, including frequent crashes, which may become an inconvenience. The remote control is not user-friendly and may be difficult to use. The controller is incompatible with the device and will not work. Several TV apps, including Starshare TV app, do not function correctly. In my opinion, I would not recommend purchasing this device due to the firmware issues. However, if you already own it, this Android box is ideal for streaming YouTube videos.